Hello and welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we will learn how to go ahead and perform some sort of manipulations on the data which we have loaded from a particular CSV file. So if you could notice over here, we have actually executed this code in order to load data from the products.csv file, and we have loaded the data from that file into our data frame. Now let's learn how we could perform the operations on this particular data frame. So the first thing which we are going to learn over here is how we could go ahead and change the column sequence of this particular data frame, because if you could notice, this database has a lot of inconsistencies. So if you have a look over here, so let's say you want to get rid of this particular column, we will learn exactly how to do that in our first step. So here what we will first do is that we will go ahead and change the column sequence and remove this particular unnecessary column. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to type in data frame equals, that's going to be data frame. And I guess even before you use data frame, you actually need to import data frame from pandas. So that's going to be from pandas import, that's going to be data frame. So after data frame, you simply pass in the current data frame over here. And after that, you pass in a column sequence by typing columns equals, and here you simply need to specify the column sequence which you want. So you obviously want the order ID, product name, product price, everything like that, except this particular column over here. So in order to do that, what you could simply do is that you could just copy this thing, or you could just go ahead and simply type these things over here. So that's going to be order underscore ID as your first column. Then after that, you also have the product name. After that, you also have the product price. After that, you have the customer name. So customer underscore name. And after that, you also have the product category. Then finally you have the brand as well. So once you do that, just make sure that you have spelled everything correctly, or if you have not done that, you will mess up the entire table. So this is order ID, product name, product price, this is customer name, product category, and brand. Okay, yeah, once you do that, you simply need to go ahead and print out your data frame so as to make sure this thing works correctly. So if you run this code, as you could see, now you have your new table wherein you actually got rid of this unnecessary column right over here. So as you could see, we have removed one consistency from your data. Now let's learn how you could go ahead and drop a particular row from your table. So let's say if you have a look over here, let's say you want to drop this particular order ID. So let's say this customer actually got a refund, or for some reason you have to remove this particular order ID. So in order to do that, what you could simply do is that you could type in data frame equals, and that's going to be nothing but data frame dot drop. And to this drop, you simply have to specify which particular row you essentially want to drop. So let's say you want to drop this particular row. So you simply need to specify the index of this row, which is 1. And once you do that, let's also print up the data frame to see if this row is removed. So if you run this code now, as you could see, the row with the index value 1 has been completely removed from your table. So in a similar manner, let's assume that if you want to remove a particular column, so what you could essentially do is that as you could see, this product category here is quite redundant. That is, you almost know that all the items which you're selling are electronics items. So this particular column is an unwanted one. So let's say you want to get rid of it. So you type in data frame equals data frame dot drop. So you actually use the same method, but what you do is that you specify the column index over here, which is nothing but product category. So product underscore category. And after that, as you're deleting this from a column instead of row, you need to specify the axis equals 1. So once you do that, let's print up the data frame. So once you run this code, as you could see, now you have the data frame, but with the product category column removed from your data frame. So this is how you could go ahead and remove rows and columns from your data frame to make your data frame more consistent. So as you could see from the previous data frame, we got rid of a lot of inconsistencies from your data frame. So Now the next thing which we are going to learn is how we could go ahead and perform some sort of arithmetic operations on your data frame. So as you could see, these are the products sold and these are the prices of those products. So let's say you want to go ahead and you actually want to sort those values according to their price. So in that case, you could simply type in data frame dot sort underscore values. So this is essentially going to sort them by values. Now you also need to specify by which value you want to sort that particular data. So you type by equals and you simply need to specify the column index over here. So we essentially want to sort them by product price. So you type in product underscore price. Once you do that, you simply need to run this code. And as you could see, now the entire things are actually sorted by the product price in the ascending order. So as you could see, you have the cheapest product here on the top and you have the most expensive products here at the bottom. So after this, let's assume that these are the number of sales which took place in your store, and now you actually want to go ahead and calculate the total number of sales which actually took place. So in order to do that, what you could do is that you could type in data frame dot sum, and after that you could type in numeric underscore only, and you could set this parameter equal to true. So what this method actually does is that it calculates the sum of your entire data frame. So it's actually going to add up all the values, but in this case, as we are only interested in the numerical values, we actually pass in this parameter, which is nothing but numeric equals true. So once you do that and once you run this code, I guess we do have some error over here. Okay, I actually misspelled numeric over here. Extremely sorry for that. And once you run this code, as you could see, it actually added up the order IDs as well, but we don't need that, so we are actually going to ignore that. But if you could notice the sum of the product price, this is 3,367. So that actually gives you the entire product sales from your product's data frame. So that's how you could basically go ahead and perform some sort of manipulations on the data which you actually go ahead and load from your file. So that's it for this lecture, and the main intention for this lecture was to make you guys understand how to load data from a particular file and perform a bunch of operations on that particular data. So the only thing which you need to do is that you need to go ahead, load a data from a file into a data frame and later perform operations on that particular data frame. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.